All right, Del, so next we're going to talk about your hot water system. I can see the array of panels you've got up there that then feed the water into your geyser, which is inside the roof.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, so tell us about it.
Well, the roof panels themselves consist of vacuated tubes, and inside those vacuated tubes you have copper pipes,
Right.
and they're filled with gas, and that's where the heat exchange takes place. Yes. Well, the heat exchange also, basically it is inside the manifold, and where the water literally runs through a small pipe,
Yes.
single pipe. But
Love the Hardy dolls flying in the background.
yes,
They're
they're
definitely
prevalent
coming.
everywhere.
Now, but you've also you used the vacuum tubes because you're not flat on the roof. There are obviously the systems we know that are flat on the roof, but you've used vacuum tubes because they're off the roof and the wind can blow through them. That's the reason you chose that system.
And also we can adjust the angle
Okay.
for summer and winter
Oh, I see.
to have a maximum exposure
Okay.
for the angle of the sun.
What is the difference in the angle? Do you know?
No, I think my husband...
You know, it's about
would
42
better.
degrees normally. It's around 42 degrees.
Yeah,
So
but,
probably in
but
winter
he,
it's probably 48 degrees or something like
That's
that because you need you've got a lower sky.
you'll see that he rigged the system so that when he has a little panel there,
Yes.
and he just
Clips onto that.
clips on. Yes. So also you'll see that single pipe with the water in it runs in series
Yes.
through all of these panels.
Right.
Okay. Well, the temperature difference between the geyser and the water inside the manifold, when that reaches more than 8 degrees, what happens is the pump switches on and it circulates the water to the geysers.
Right.
Okay. So we currently run 4 geysers of 150 liters.
Right.
And that gives us 600 liters at any given time
Yeah,
of hot
which
water,
is-
so we never run
Yeah,
out.
which is plenty for this house. Yeah.
Yeah, except on extremely rainy days, of course. The system controller not only switches the various components in the system on and off. You see, we have a control
Yes.
box there. But it displays the temperature in different key areas of the system, so we can constantly monitor what the heat is like.
Okay.
For in the manifold, for instance, or in the pipes, we can monitor that.
Lovely. And then that system you also feed it into your pool if necessary and your
Yes, when we have excess heat,
Yes.
then it's rigged to first heat the jacuzzi,
right.
and after that it goes to the swimming pool.
Okay. And do you know what sort of temperature you're getting to?
The jacuzzi gets so warm that you know it's like bath water.
Yeah.
So we often have to tune it down a bit.
I mean, I know with our solar geyser at home, for example, we only turn on the power in winter for an hour in the morning. The rest of the time, they're fantastic. I mean, we can't, you know, it's water that is so hot you can't put your elbow in.
That's right. So,
So-
on a hot day,
Yeah.
the heat
It's
goes up
fantastic.
wonderfully in a short time.
Okay, great. Let's move on.
Okay.
So basically, you've got a system where your solar geyser feeds all your systems that you need. You feeds your geyser and your hot water systems in the house. The excess comes into your jacuzzi and your pool. And at night, if your pool is not, if your jacuzzi is not quite the temperature you want, you use your cost-efficient heat pump to lift it up.
That's right.
Sure, quite a system.
Yes.
Now we've covered the electricity and the hot water system. What about the grey water collection system?
Currently, our grey water system and our rainwater harvesting is one system.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yes.
So, would you like to separate them first and show it to us?
Yes. Let's go take it. We have 2 separate drain systems. For the grey water, we use that.
So
one.
this is the grey water system with the filter on.
That's correct.
And that is your
this
black
is
water
for the
system.
black water that goes down in the municipal drain system.
Okay.
Okay. We have a lot of sets of filters. This is only the first one.
Okay.
So we have different micron sizes, and the filters that we put on in the system is up to 150 microns.
All right. So basically, the water that you're collecting, if you're collecting the grey water system, it goes down through this drain, so separately to your system. It goes through this as a first filter, and it goes through a series of finer filters until it gets to your collection point.
That's right.
Okay.
Where it dumps into the storage tanks.
Now, obviously, when it's in summer and there's a lot of rain, you can turn off your grey water system because you don't need it. You've got enough fresh water, so you just
we
pump that
harvest.
into your system,
That's
and you
right.
use this in dry seasons.
That's right.
Okay, can we go and have a look at the filter system and how it joins up to the
Let's
tanks?
do.
All right, Adele. So basically, if I've got it right, the water comes down these pipes. This is both the grey water and your clear water. As we can see, we've got water running through there, which then goes down into a collection system, into here where it's collected, and these pumps then pump the water down these pipes and through these two filters. And this filter goes down to,
In there.
yeah, but
Yes.
what
It goes down to 150 micron.
Okay.
That is the finest one.
so it's 150 microns, which is really clean. That goes into that tank there. Then the water runs along these pipes down underground and goes into your underground collection tanks, which are right over here and underneath this slab.
Correct. They are interconnected. We can put water over from one to the other. The maintenance on them was not so much. Every 3 months we clean out a tank. We empty it out, we clean the tanks out. And we put in the mix, we put a little microbes, like organisms, to eat the naughty ones up. So it's a natural system. It's bacteria based.
Okay.
And then to further clean the water or keep it nice, we aerate the system
Okay.
by pumping it to and fro.
And this water is only used for gardening
Yes,
purposes.
we only use it for the garden currently. It's
Lovely.
not safe for drinking.
So the 3 water tanks that we're talking about, the water runs down through into these tanks. You have the tanks underground, which not most people would do.
Yes, definitely. I think they would be afraid of all the work it entails, but that's what we did. We dug this hole out, we cemented it, plastered it, and it can actually hold more water than our swimming pool, believe that or not.
Because you've got 3 5,000 litre tanks underneath the
That's
slab.
right, 3 of them in a row, connected to one another.
So you can pump from one to the other
That's
at any time that you need to.
You see, the grey water, it's important for people to know what kind of grey water they can use from
Yes.
the house. You cannot use, obviously, the dish water,
Okay.
because the liquids that you use to wash your dishes, they don't break down.
It's too
easily.
toxic.
Yes, too toxic.
So you're saying not dishwashing liquid, washing machine?
Laundry, no.
Washing machine, no.
Yes.
So it's basically hand basins, baths,
That's the kind of thing that we
that
do.
sort of thing that comes through. Do you use your grey water system to refill your toilets at all, to flush toilets with?
Not currently, but that is definitely an option
Yeah.
when it, when we hit that spot.
Okay.
But the other thing that we try to use or do is the chemicals that we use for personal hygiene.
Right.
We try to use glycerine based and to stay away from the heavy toxins.
Okay, so you're using, once again, you're going on to the environmentally
Yes.
friendly soaps,
And,
hair
and, it's,
products,
and
etc.
it's just logical for us to do that because all of it goes into the grey water tanks, and we want to keep the grey water tanks as healthy as possible.
Yeah. So you've got 2 filter systems that you go through to get to here. Then you have biological breakdowns in here that you place,
Yes.
and also you're using aeration and all the products that are going into it are environmentally friendly.
And if you talk about the biological product that we're using inside the drums, it's
Yeah.
pretty much like EM. It works in the same way as EM, that you know.
Yes.
So that is nice because
EM
the
is?
it's microorganisms that they basically grow in a what do they call it, molasses base.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
that eats up the other hohos that you
Yes.
don't want.
Yeah.
But that is also super nice for us because it prepares the water for use in the garden,
Right.
especially the veggie patch.
So it enriches the water.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And then this water is used obviously for your garden and for your sustainable vegetables.
That's
And what
right.
we're going to talk about next is your recycle, reuse, and reduce system, your compost heap, and of course your fantastic vegetables that you are the master at. Let's move on to that.